Hi there. Today I don't have a story to tell you, but I ran across something this morning in my dresser drawer. I was plundering through the back of the drawer and I pulled something out that I'd had for years and forgotten all about. But before I show it to you, I want to give you a little background. Back in the late 90s, I was traveling back and forth across Jellicoe Mountain from Tennessee to Kentucky every weekend to visit my mother, who was in a nursing home. And if you've ever traveled across Jellicoe Mountain, you know, especially in the winter, it's not a really safe place to be. But back in those days, you could go for miles, and there wasn't even a service station, a restaurant, not even a house in case you got stranded. So my sister and I were a bit concerned about making the trip every week, and we decided we needed one of those new cellular phones. And I just happened to be in a department store in Oak Ridge one day, and they were having a special on them. So, because I was a state worker, I got a discount. And I think they knew that state workers don't make very much money, so they gave me a discount. So I paid for my cellular phone and went home. The next trip across the mountain, I had it with me, and I wanted to try it out. But first I want to show you what that cellular phone looked like, because I know there are collectors out there that would just give their eye teeth to have this, and I'm going to show it to you. Get a close look at it. It's made in the United States. It says so right there. And it's made by Motorola. I didn't know Motorola made cellular phone. Look how it opens up. See, that's what it looked like. And guess what? It has an antenna. You don't get that today. It's a little bit thick. It runs on batteries. You don't have to charge it or anything. So we're on top of the mountain, and I said, well, I want to see if my cellular phone works, because we don't know if we're in the roaming area, which I don't know much about. I just know that if you're not in the right place, you may not get your call to go through. So I said, I'm going to call my daughter and see if the call goes through. Well, it went through, and I said, gee, I want you to know I've got a new cellular phone. And that way you don't have to worry about if we get stranded on the mountain, we can make an emergency call. Well, she was pleased to hear that, and our conversation lasted about 3 minutes, and I hung up. When I got to Kentucky, to the nursing home, I'm sitting there with my mother, and I said, well, I think I'm going to call Jan again and see if the cellular phone works from here. And I called her, and it did work, and I guess that conversation lasted about 5 minutes. Well, at the end of the month, when I got my telephone bill, those 2 phone calls had cost me $30. I'm here to tell you, I never made another telephone call on my cellular phone. I didn't have anybody local to call, which didn't cost extra for that, but I said, who am I going to call unless I call 911 for an emergency? So anyway, month by month, I made my monthly payments of $22 for 2 years. 2 years. That totaled to $528 I paid for a cellular phone that I made 2 telephone calls on. So I'm offering this as a collector's item, and I know there's somebody out there just dying to get their hands on it, and I'm going to let you have it a good deal. You can get it from me for exactly what I've got into it. 2 years at $22 a month, that's $528, plus the initial cost of the phone, which was about $25, but I'll knock that off. And I'm not even going to charge you for the $30 that the telephone company made me pay for 2 telephone calls. So if you're interested, you know exactly where to get hold of me. But now I want to tell you one thing. Um, I wouldn't try carrying it in my back pocket because it's a little heavy and cumbersome and people will notice. But the nice thing about it, you don't have to have that little cord with you to charge it every time you want to use it because it's got a nice big battery. Now, most likely you'll have to buy a new battery because I think after 21 years this battery probably doesn't work anymore. So that's what I wanted you to know, and I've got other things in my collection that I may run across now and then I'll be glad to offer you. So you have a good day today. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.